Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Cover Wars, the podcast where we find you the best covers ever of a particular song. With me always is Seth. Seth, how's it going?
Going really well. How are you?
I'm doing really well as well. I'm your host, aJaX, and we also have a very special guest today. Today on Cover Wars, we've got BJ Holt. BJ, welcome to Cover Wars.
Hey, thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. And what song will we be covering today on Cover Wars?
Day is Feeling Good by Nina Simone.
Oh, yeah. Let's do this.
Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel.
Cover Wars, the podcast where we find you the top 3 covers of our popular song. We pull from a curated playlist of 20 different versions. We reveal our top 5 favorites, then we battle it out in a cover war, where we reveal what we've determined, culminating in the best cover ever of a popular song.
So, Nina Simone, that's right, Nina Simone, not Michael Bublé, was the original artist, the original recording artist of the song Feeling Good. But wait, was Nina Simone? Well, we'll find out later in the show if Nina Simone was even the original artist. So, hint, hint there. But I found it very, very interesting, this song, because I did not expect the amount of amazing versions of this song we got. Seth, did you have trouble finding your top 5?
I want to say about 12 or 15 songs deserve to be in the top 5. So it was a rough one.
I'm right there with you. What about you, BJ? Did you find it difficult to make a top 5?
Yeah, the list I made had a few revisions in it. Even now, it's still kind of iffy, but it was a pretty hard pick.
Yeah, I mean, so it is all your fault, but it's also thanks to you that we have so many great versions to choose from. So thanks. And let's just get right into it. Since you are our guest today, you get the number 5. So, BJ, what is your number 5?
My number 5 is Feeling Good by Dominique.
It's a new life for me.
Dominique. All right. Very nice. Okay, let's give you some info on Dominique. This is from the album Nameless, released in 2018. Dominique sitting at 324,000 monthly listeners, 2-time Juno award-winning Montreal singer-songwriter that has established herself as one of today's leading voices in vocal jazz. So, why did you choose Dominique as your number 5?
Well, this version really stood out because it's unique. It's carried completely by vocals. And
right.
With that being the case, it's very smooth and unique, and it was a very nice version.
For sure. Seth, what did you think of Dominique's version?
I agree that it was unique, and I did like it. However, there was something that held me back from putting this on my list, and I apologize. So,
yeah, I didn't have it on my list either, but what I can say is it adds this special original touch, that layered harmony that she does with her lead vocal. It's really kind of cool. And then it's the stylized humming as her instruments. That's just like a really cool sound. So yeah, like you said, super unique. Nothing you would ever hear from any other artist. So she's got that going for her. I think it complements her lead vocals well, and then it allows her to like really add some nice tones to those quirky verse reads. So very, very cool. And I like that you chose her. There's only one song, by the way. Hopefully we don't talk about it, but there's only one song on this whole playlist that I didn't care for. I liked 19 of 20, so that's pretty good, including Dominique's version. So very cool. So Seth, what is your number 5?
believe it or not, I've got the Pussycat Dolls.
Shone in the sky.
So the Pussycat Dolls. So Seth, remember what I just said? There was one version on this whole thing that I did not like. That's the version. But anyway, Pussycat Dolls from the album PCD from 2005. Still 17 million monthly listeners. Can't be wrong. So shame on me. An American girl group and dance ensemble founded in LA, California. That's where LA is, if you didn't know. By choreographer Robin Anton in 1995 as a neo-burlesque troupe. At the suggestion, however, of Jimmy Iovine, Anton decided to take the troupe mainstream as a pop group with Nicole Scherzinger
Yeah.
at the helm. They have a new song called Club Song, by the way, and a new world tour as a trio. That's Pussycat Dolls. So why did you like Pussycat Dolls so much better than I ever would for the number 5 spot?
Actually, so it's kind of what I wanted to hear last week. I wanted to hear a Sting version of the last week's song. And I really think that this Pussycat Dolls version sounds a lot like a Sting arrangement. And if you don't agree with me, please go on YouTube if you have time and look up Sister Moon by Sting. And that's the Herbie Hancock version.
Seth, you're blowing my mind right now. I got to hear from BJ. BJ, what did you think of the Pussycat Dolls version?
It was okay. It didn't stand out to me, but I did enjoy the vocals.
Wow.
But
yes,
yeah.
I could not get it. I thought it was over breathy, over dramatic. Definitely my least favorite version. I think it was likely it was touted as the ballad of the PCD album, just too over the top for me to appreciate it. But hey, that's why we have Cover Wars. That's why Cover Wars exists. For this very reason, because everybody has a different POV. All right. Are you guys ready for my number 5?
I'm ready.
Well, we're all over the map already, so this is a very entertaining cover war that we got going on. My number 5 is Muse.
It's a new day, it's a new life.
This is from the album Origin of Symmetry from back in 2000, well before Muse was a household name. They're still at 20.8 million monthly listeners, 407th in the world. Their new album and 10th full-length, The Wow Signal, comes out on June 26th. A very popular English alt-rock space rock band formed in 1994. So, the reason I have this at 5, the way those guitars come bursting through, I think it's just incredible. The sound of the rock elements coming into play after hearing Matt's vulnerable tones at the beginning of the track is perfect contrast to the horns. On most of the common versions, I like the guitars instead of horns. Then that muted effect in the second verse where they use a megaphone. So it's a risky choice to use a megaphone, but I think it mixes really nicely. I like it a lot. BJ, what did you think of Muse version?
I'm right there with you. I enjoyed it a lot. The opening is really neat with the piano, just kind of leading in and everything. I did catch the music video, which is very early 2000s. It's just, it's neat. But yeah, this version was really great.
Yeah, I loved it. What about you, Seth? What do you think of Muse version?
I simply wrote down great rock take, vocals on point, and the band was rocking.
And I keep saying Muse version. I think I should say Muse's version because there is a band called Mew that are a little different. So they do not have a version, to my knowledge, of Feeling Good. Muse's version. There we go. Sorry, that just amuses me. Let's move on to the 4s now. We have different 5s. Let's see if we have any matches in the 4s. BJ, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is, and forgive me, I might butcher the name. I have Anne Brun.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.
From songs 2003 to 2013, released in 2013. Almost got 2 million monthly listeners. One of Scandinavia's best loved and most prolific artists with an extraordinary career spanning more than 20 years and 20 albums. So why did you like Anne Brun for number 4?
For me, the sound had kind of this backcountry Hunger Games feel.
Okay,
it was really nice.
I can pick up on that. I know what you mean. Seth, what did you think of Anne Brun's version?
So I've got lovely guitar and violin, interesting vocals. This was a really nice take. I really did appreciate it.
Yeah, I think the violin strings here, they set a nice tone for Anne's beautiful sensibility and structure throughout, and another hauntingly gorgeous display of her incredible vocals. Probably the most understated version and probably most underrated version then, with the tone itself at odds a little bit with the subject matter of the song, which is the only reason it kind of holds it back a little for me, but wow, what a beautiful voice and just a really, really cool version of the song. So Nice choice for 4. Seth, what is your number 4?
It's my number 4. I think we've had it on the podcast before, and I think I had a hard time with the name as well, but is it Ray?
Blossom on a tree.
It is Ray. It's just Ray. Very nice. And I only know that because she performed on SNL, and that's how I found out about Ray. So this is from the Triple J Like a Version single released in 2024. 57.3 million monthly listeners, 43rd in the world. Rachel Agatha Keane, better known as Ray, a British singer-songwriter and record producer. Her music blends elements of jazz, pop, dance, R&B, and soul, and her lyrics address personal experiences and contemporary issues. Ray popularity just continues to soar. She released another brand new album in March. It's got a huge global hit smash with a single called Where's My Husband? Ray is all over the place. Why did you choose Ray for number 4?
I've got gorgeous tone, smooth delivery, just so good.
Yes. BJ, what did you think of Ray's version?
I love this one. I hadn't heard of her prior to hearing her version of this song, but the way that she controls the rhythm with the piano and her vocals, they just combine, and it's a very beautiful combination. I like this one a lot.
I agree. Beautiful, incredibly powerful voice over just a nice piano, and the song just gets better and better and better as it goes along. So very nice choice for 4. Are you ready for my number 4?
Oh, yeah.
Well, at number 4, I had a ball with this version, and that version is Tom Ball.
Feeling good.
This, to me, the orchestra on this was just sensational. Powerful production. It just shines brightly. This is from an album called Curtain Call, released in 2024. Tom, with 125,000 monthly listeners, is a 27-year-old singer-songwriter from Sussex who gained global acclaim as a runner-up on Britain's Got Talent. But yeah, I thought this could also double as a Bond theme. It's got that very crisp vocal with that... It could fool you, too, into believing it was the original, that it came first. It's such a top-notch version of the song. And, I had a ball with it. So, BJ, did you like the Tom Ball version?
I did. There were a couple of versions that really use a lot of instruments. And among those, this one stood out. It sounded great.
Yeah, it's almost like this one used every possible instrument it could find. Seth, what did you think of Tom Ball's version?
I don't know. I wanted to ask you guys. So every time this track started, I thought my computer was rebooting.
I didn't get that.
Right at the beginning of the song. You'll have to listen to it again.
I'm going to have to.
Like rebooting.
And I will. I will too. Are you talking about like the old AOL dial-up sound? Is that
no? There's like a your computer's turning on, like Windows or whatever. I don't know.
Maybe that's his composition. Maybe he's like directing like one of the instruments to just start things off so everybody could come in.
When you listen back, if you listen again, let me know what you think.
I will. So did that throw you? Did the sound like your computer starting up throw you from putting Tom Ball in a higher position, or did you appreciate it?
I appreciated the song. I mean, there's not a bad version on all these 20, in my opinion. I did appreciate the horns. The horns were great. Anytime the horns were like the number one thing of the song, I appreciated that. I mean, that's kind of, where I lend to my ear anyway. So.
Oh, I get it for sure. So, okay, no matches yet after 5s and 4s, but hey, this is what we love. We love the diversity here. So, BJ, what is your number 3?
Well, my number 3 is actually possibly our first match. It's Muse.
I'm feeling good.
Absolutely, it's a match. Terrific. So why did you choose Muse for number 3?
Well, kind of like we mentioned before, the energy of the song is really nice. And the portion of it that has the kind of like the microphone, it stood out so much. It's like, like he wants the world to know, he's feeling pretty good.
Yeah. I absolutely loved this song, and I'm so happy that we have a match and that you have it at number 3. So it's funny that Muse, their version came out, one of the earliest versions, before all the crooning started taking place, as well, I'm sure get into later in the episode. So, Seth, what is your number 3?
So a little artist, maybe not known, or globally at all. J-Hud, Jennifer Hudson.
You know how I feel.
Jennifer Hudson. Absolutely, J-Hud. We'll accept either. So, yeah, for this is from the album I Remember Me, released in 2011. The youngest ever female EGOT recipient, 1.6 million monthly listeners, which is super low. I thought you'd have more. Also known by her nickname, as you mentioned, J-Hud, an American singer, actress, producer, talk show host, famously eliminated way too early in season 3 of American Idol. Yes, why did you have J-Hud at 3?
It's literally one of the best vocals. She's one of the best vocalists in the world. Gorgeous vocals over an interesting arrangement. The arrangement I thought was unique, set apart from a lot of the other takes that were somewhat in that same genre. You know what I mean? So, I really enjoyed this one. Her vocals just blew me away.
Strongly agree with your sentiments there that she is one of the best voices in music. This version, it's interesting. It starts off mid-tempo, then goes unexpectedly up-tempo. So much different arrangement than most of them. Breezes by. I think it's interesting, though, how it might have sounded at a slower, smoother pace. So, BJ, I got to know, what did you think of J-Hud's version?
I enjoyed this version, too. She really put her spin on it. And I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, very good. Okay. Are you ready for my number 3?
Uh-huh.
At number 3, I've got Victory.
And I'm feeling
Victory, an artist I had never heard of until I heard this version, and I was blown away by it. This was from the EP It's a New Dawn, released in 2017. Victory, that's Victory Boyd, at 404,000 monthly listeners, goes by Victory, singer-songwriter and producer, as well as a musical storyteller. And her specific Spotify bio says, music storyteller whose raw and soulful, deeply spiritual songs feel like prayers, assigned to Rock Nation, and most well known for her contributions to the album Jesus is King by Kanye West. But don't let that hold it against you. Victory has a beautiful voice. I thought the simple, stripped back guitar playing in the background at the intro with some subtle yet lovely vocals sprinkled on, some snare and brass that come together quite nicely. And then by verse 2, it just kind of takes on a life of its own. It begins to just shine. There's an entire second part of the song, which sounds like a completely different song fused together. But I thought it was so original how it took shape and just like became its own thing. It becomes like this groovy little 60s hippie shook feel. And it's just so cool. I love how different it is. And I love what she was able to accomplish with it. So, BJ, what did you think of Victory's version?
Okay, this is another version that really stood out. It was fantastic because you kind of get 2 songs for one.
Right.
And it's like the first one's kind of like she's pouring out her heart throughout all of it. It's like, it's kind of trickling at first and she just lets it all out in the second half. It's great.
Totally agree. And Seth, what did you think of Victory's version?
So I thought her voice was great. I didn't like how the song changed like completely in the second half. And I felt it was because it didn't pay homage to Nina Simone's version. And I feel like all of these have to have a little bit of similarity, and that was completely different.
Yeah, I like the differences she added though, and I will say that the first part of the song did keep true, and that the second part was just an extension, a very original take and a nice rendition, and it really hit for me. I loved every bit of what she did with it. So, wow. So yeah, we're at odds here with your Pussycat Dolls and the top 5, and hey, we'll see if Victory is hers. We shall see. Okay, so we're getting into the top 2s now, and things are looking bleak. No, this is where our honorable mentions come in later in the show, but hey, we still have time to get some more matches going. BJ, what is your number 2?
Well, believe it or not, my number 2 is Victory.
I feel good.
All right. Okay, nice. So why did you have Victory at number 2?
again, kind of like mentioned before, this version is so smooth throughout. And the speeding up in some portions and slowing down of it, it feels really nice. It's like a flowing river. And again, it's to that second half, hits a waterfall, and it's all nice.
I'm so happy you have this at number 2. I just, out of all these versions, it is to me the most original and just the one that I was blown away by because I had never heard of Victory. And she made a fan out of me for sure. All right, Seth, let's get some more matches going. Seth, what is your number 2?
I'm a little shocked this hasn't been mentioned yet.
Really?
It's a little, not well-known artist. Another one, Miss Lauryn Hill.
When you shine, you know how I feel.
Miss Lauryn Hill. I have heard of this Lauryn Hill you speak of. In fact, this is from Nina Revisited, a tribute to Nina Simone, an actual Nina Simone tribute compilation album released in 2015. Ms. Lauryn Hill, 15.5 million monthly listeners, a singer, rapper, songwriter, record producer, actress, regarded as one of the most influential musicians of her time, and considered a pioneer of neo-soul and rap singing. She has also been credited by The Telegraph with popularizing hip-hop music. In 2015, Billboard named her the greatest female rapper. Hill has been included on Rolling Stone's 200 Greatest Singers, VH1's 100 Women in Music, NPR's 50 Great Voices. She is the highest-grossing American female rapper in live music and has won 8 Grammy Awards, the most of any female rapper. And I could go on and on and on, but that would just take up the whole show. So, Seth, why did you have this virtual unknown here at number 2?
Virtual unknown. Okay, so almost virtual unknown. So I thought when I first heard this, I was like, oh, it's a little bit too close to the original. And then I was like, let me hear it again. And once I started listening to it, I was like, oh, there's certain things like that long note. And when I heard that and I really paid attention to it, it was so great. And it sold me. And this song needs to be credited because it was so good.
Yeah, I love the note specifically that you're talking about. I thought the second half of the song was exceptional. I do think she held back a little bit here until she got to that second half. Because we're just used to hearing how gorgeous of a voice she has, and then just what she can do with it is crazy. I thought there was a lot of restraint practiced on this. That longer guitar outro was really, really cool. It served her well. And I just, I really enjoyed this version. BJ, what did you think of Lauryn Hill's version?
I guess I'm kind of on the same page as Seth here. She does a great job paying homage to Nina Simone. It was a beautiful version.
Yeah, she kept the scatting in, so there's only so many artists. You mentioned Ray earlier there, Seth, and Ray has the scatting in there as well. And those are the only two that I picked up on, Ray and Lauryn Hill with the scatting. That was all that's one of the greatest parts of the original Nina Simone song. So, all right, are you ready for my number 2?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, my number 2, mentioned at the top of the show, Michael Bublé.
Sun in the sky, you know how.
Is my number 2 version. Now, going into this, I thought maybe, just maybe, he would be my number 1. In fact, that's kind of what I expected, but we'll get to the number 1 later. This is from the album It's Time, released in February 2005. Bublé, at 12.5 million monthly listeners, a Canadian singer-songwriter and pop icon, often credited for helping to renew public interest and appreciation for the traditional pop standards in the Great American Songbook. Bublé has sold over 75 million records worldwide, won numerous awards, including 5 Grammys and 15 Juno Awards. So my favorite part of this song, it comes right at the top. When the articulation, when he says, "Ja riftin' on by." He doesn't say driftin'. He says, "Ja riftin' on by." And I love pulling syllables out of no syllables. The instrumentation, though, fantastic. Single-handedly brought back the crooncore culture into the mainstream, helping many youth find the Rat Pack and Tony Bennett, Tom Jones, many others. I just really love the big band sounds here, interstitched Bublé's signature vocals. signature song. I mean, this is one, when you think Bublé, you think Feeling Good, really. Just takes it to new heights here, and I just think this song in a league of its own. So one of the reasons I'm sure BJ chose the song. So BJ, what did you think of Bublé's version?
This version was really nice. He made it his own. And if you're doing a cover, that's what you want to do. It was a nice one.
Absolutely. Seth, Bublé, any thoughts on Mr. Bublé? We've talked about him before in past episodes.
Yeah, I love Michael Bublé. He and the band really delivered on this track. You talked about the horns in another version. I felt like the production value was probably the best out of all 20 of these. It was just really well done and just a great delivery.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I will say that, in my opinion, also, the production is the best on this particular track. But it's not my number one.
I'm really anxious now.
Speaking of number ones, here we are. Fellas, do you think that, was this how we thought this was going to shake out? I don't know. I certainly didn't think Seth would have Pussycat Dolls anywhere in the top 5, but here we are. BJ, what is your number one?
My number one is Ray.
Blossom on a tree, you know how
Ray, okay. So, you find her to be a drop of golden sun. Do you tell me why you have Ray at number one?
Honestly, yes. Again, her vocals in this version were fantastic. Again, doing a cover version, you want to put a part of yourself into it. And she really did that. It stands out. And again, the video version, the live performance of her playing the piano while singing, it's fantastic. I would love to see it live if I could one day, but it was great.
Yeah, so effortless, and I love that she adds the scatting in there. The Nina scats come at the end of the song. She actually puts them in the beginning, and then I think it's after the second verse she adds some more. So it's just kind of a really cool thing that she does there. So Ray at number one. Interesting. We've got a little shakeup going on. Seth, what is your number one?
I'm crying inside. I mean, I really am, because my number one is Michael Bublé.
It's a new day. It's a new life.
I mean,
oh, okay.
Not only is it the best delivered song vocally, it's the band is the best. I don't know what you guys are hearing that I'm not hearing, but I have written down. I have written down. This is one of the greatest male vocalists of all time in history of music, and then this song is what made him him, and he is one of my favorites personally. I think he's number 2 right now. That's probably my where I would rank him, but I don't think there's anybody out there that can do what he does.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, except I had him at 2 instead of 1. I thought he was going to be on my number 1. But yeah, I mean, best production for sure. Definitely his signature song. Brought this song and brought all of the songs from the Great American Songbook into the foray and the forefront, and then brings it out right when the reality singing competition shows hit. You got American Idol and The Voice, and so many artists have covered the song on those shows, and X Factor and many, many others. So very, very good. Number 1, Michael Bublé. Okay, are you guys ready for my number 1?
I gotta know.
Well, my number 1 is a matchy match, because my number 1 is Ray.
I'm feeling good.
That's right. I agree with BJ. Ray has blown me away. I mean, this is an artist that I have known for a couple years, but only because she performed on SNL. I did not know until we started this that she did a good version of Feeling Good. And it's not even a studio version. It's performed live in a studio, so kind of. But my goodness, incredibly beautiful, powerful voice over a nice piano. She adds that Nina scat like we talked about. But as she gets to the verses, something with her voice, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's on a completely other level. It's otherworldly. I just love how it sounds. I didn't seek out a version to hear better than Bublé, but Ray did it for me. Her voice is just insane. I would put her up there with the names like Whitney, Mariah, Adele, Celine as one of the best female vocalists ever. And she's so new. She's just started out. I mean, she's not even 30 yet. It's ridiculous. So that is Ray. So Seth, yeah, we have an interesting task ahead of us for our cover word. But before we get there, let's touch on some honorables. BJ, do you have any honorable mentions for us?
I do have a couple.
Yeah.
I think the first one that really stood out to me was the Sammy Davis Jr. version.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, Rat Pack member, he's got an album that's what's funny to me was that the name of this album that this is on is called The Sammy Davis Jr. Show with special guest stars Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. Like, that's the name of the album. It's like, come on, Sammy, we know who you are without the other two, but that's just funny to me. Yeah, who else you got on here?
I also had Dennis.
Yeah, so I can tell you about Dennis. So this is Dennis Van Aarsen. This is from a single released just last year. He is a Dutch singer-songwriter known for his warm voice and timeless sense of style. He won Holland's version of The Voice in 2019 and has quickly established himself as one of Europe's leading crooners. Yeah, go ahead with why you like Dennis so much.
Kind of, again, one of the versions that stood out because of all the instrumentals and the clapping throughout. It just kind of kept the energy. It was really nice.
Yeah, the little finger snaps, claps, all that stuff, the energy. And this is somebody, too, just like Tom Ball and, of course, Michael Bublé. It's got that croony style. So very, very cool. So, all right. Did you have any more, or are those the honorables then?
I had one more. The version done by My Brightest Diamond.
Yes, My Brightest Diamond. Very cool. This is one that I really personally wanted in my top 5, but it was not meant to be. But tell me, why did you like My Brightest Diamond?
I was in the same boat. This one was close to making my 5 as well. But this version stood out because it had a really nice sound to it. Again, like with each version having their own variant, this one they made it their own. It was great.
Yeah, I agree. Very nice. All right. So, Seth, what about you? If you want to go through your 10 through 6 on your honorables.
So I had Anne Brunn as well at number 10.
Nice.
I had Ali Sherlock at 9.
It's very cool. Yeah. I liked her version. Nice acoustic. It's refreshing to hear just an acoustic with all these instruments going on and all the other songs. She's got a beautiful voice too, nice tone. So nice choice there.
At 8, I agreed with Sammy Davis Jr.
Yes.
At Classic. 7, I've got 7. I've got I'm going to butcher the name of Joe Bonamassa.
Joe Bonamassa, yeah. I actually thought he's one I thought you might put in your top 5 because he's got that blues guitar and he's actually got a really good voice for a blues guitarist, which are usually two things that X each other out. Usually you got the great guitar with not the great voice. Joe Bonamassa's got a great voice, so that's refreshing.
One of the greatest guitarists in the world right now. So I'm very well familiar with his music. I didn't know he did a take of this song.
I know, right? And then
awesome.
he even sounds like when you hear this song, it almost sounds like, oh, this is like how a guitar virtuoso would have a take on Feeling Good, which is exactly what you hear.
Yes.
So very cool.
I saw that exact same thing.
Yeah, which one just missed your top 5?
I hate to say it, and I think it might matter. Muse, actually.
Muse, okay. It might hold some weight as we get into our possible third, because the first two I think are a lock, but the third one is an interesting one. Okay, so I'll run down my 10 through 6 for you. 10 is where I had Ms. Lauryn Hill. And the reason she was so high, again, it was just because it was kind of like it didn't escalate as much for me. I think she held back a little too much in this version. And, I can't fault her too much for it. She's amazing. But at the same time, I just expected a little more from her. At 9 is where I have J Hud. Version just a little too quick for me, a little too upbeat. I think it just kind of went by too fast. I wanted a little slowed down tempo, and I think if we got like an extra minute from the song, it would have hit my 5. At 8 is where I have Dennis Van Eersen. I also appreciated that big band swingy sound. It almost kind of sounded to me at times like like a Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, like mid 90s, late 90s swing when it had its moment. So very cool there. 7, not mentioned at all. And I'm kind of shocked, everybody. 7, I had Avicii with Audra May at the helm of at the vocals there. Just executed very, very well. Audra's beautiful vocals, powerfully vibrant over all the choices made by Avicii on the production. I thought just outstanding version, but alas, didn't hit my 5. And at 6 is also where I had My Brightest Diamond, which is an artist I'd also never heard of until listening to this playlist, and I thought it was just a really, really cool version. Great brass section there, too. And there's just kind of like this mysterious vibe by Nova's vocals on here. So the vocalist for My Brightest Diamond, Shara Nova, very, very cool stuff that she's got going on too. So
guilty because I had it at 11, so I feel like if I would have pushed it up a little bit, it would have been a conversation. But
it's like we were talking about, and we didn't have it in the 5, so I don't think it would have mattered. But yeah, I mean, just too many good ones, too many good versions of the song here. So looking at our cover war now, let's just point out that BJ and I matched on our number ones with Ray.
Yep.
And Seth, you had Ray at 4. Ray is a lock for the number 1 spot.
Unfortunately, yes.
So I do have a question for you, BJ. Where is Michael Bublé? Now, were you kind of looking at Bublé as the song, as the feeling good song, and you couldn't like go, okay, well, we can't choose him as a cover since everybody knows the Bublé version. Is that kind of what was on your mind there?
Yeah, in a sense, because his was kind of like it's a great version. It kind of has when it comes to the big band versions, that's the one to go with. But it felt, I don't know how to say it without making it less than. I kind of wanted a little bit more out of that version.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, you get the deciding number 3 here. So Seth didn't choose Victory at all. Victory denied from Seth. Victory at number 3 for me and number 2 for you, however. So we were very in sync with our picks. However, we do have an interesting thing here, though, with Muse, because I had Muse at 5. You had Muse at 3, just above Victory, and Seth with Muse at 6, just out of his top 5. So if we were looking at Victory, Seth, where did you have Victory if we go out of your honorables?
15.
Okay, way up there in the stratosphere. Okay, so even though Seth had Victory way up top, you and I had Victory at 2 and 3, but we also have Muse to talk about. Muse we all had at a very higher rank. Again, you had Muse at 3. I had Muse at 5. Seth had Muse at 6. So I'm going to leave this up to you. Is it Victory or Muse for that coveted number 3 spot?
Ooh, that's, again, these are all great versions, and these two are, for me, are neck and neck. But I might have to give this one to Muse.
All right, Muse it is. All right, so are you good with the top 3 being Ray at 1, Bublé at 2, and Muse at 3?
That sounds good.
We're gonna go ahead and lock that in. We're gonna stamp it. Here are your top 3 versions of Feeling Good, as made popular by Nina Simone. At number 3, Muse. At number 2, Michael Bublé. And your number 1 version of Feeling Good by Nina Simone is Ray. That's right, Ray. All right, so that's your cover war. Lots of interesting things going on there. Very, very
died
shocking.
Inside a little bit. So
I'm sorry, Seth.
I'm going to have to repair my heart for the next half hour.
Bublé's, he still got the second best version, after the Nina Simone. And we'll talk more about Bublé, I'm sure, right? He'll come up in other episodes. He's got an opportunity to have the best version of another song now.
True.
But let's talk Feeling Good. This is the song bio here from Nina Simone. But is it from Nina Simone? Well, not exactly. Because Feeling Good is a 1964 song written by Anthony Newley and Leslie Berkus for the musical The Roar of the Grease Paint, The Smell of the Crowd. Let's do a round table here real quick. BJ, have you ever seen or heard of a little musical known as The Roar of the Grease Paint, The Smell of the Crowd?
I can say without a doubt, no, I'm not interested.
Seth, have you heard of the musical The Roar of the Grease Paint, The Smell of the Crowd?
It sounds vaguely familiar, yeah.
I have no idea what this is, but it's very important to the song Feeling Good. It was famously covered by Nina Simone on her 1965 album, I Put a Spell on You. It's a song much more well-known by its covers. The song was performed in public by Guyanese British singer and actor Cy Grant on the opening night of The Roar of the Grease Paint, The Smell of the Crowd at the Theatre Royal in Nottingham on August 3rd, 1964. So we get a timeline established here. So we're talking 1964, 1965. A version by Cy Grant with pianist Billy Sage, a much jazzier than the original stage version appeared on their 1965 album Cyanide. Not Cyanide, but Cyanide. Maybe that's a take on Cyanide. I don't know. Anthony Newley's own recording appeared on the 1965 album Who Can I Turn To and other songs from The Roar of the Grease Paint. There it is again. One of the earliest recorded versions. This was actually recorded after the Nina Simone version, though, was a jazz treatment by saxophonist John Coltrane, which appeared on his album The John Coltrane Quartet Plays, recorded on February 18th, 1965. But here it is. The Nina Simone version was recorded in January 1965. So the first major version and most well-known version for decades was still the Nina Simone version, released in June of 1965. So it's in the genres of show tune, jazz, and blues with a runtime of 2:53. So, BJ, what do you think? As far as a genre, would you consider this song more show tune, jazz, or blues?
Oh, that is a good question. I would have to go show tune.
Really? Okay. So that we're talking more grease paint now. Seth, what about you?
Jazz.
Yeah, I'm in for the jazz. The blues part of it, the only song I heard with blues at all in it was that Joe Bonamassa version. But hey, I mean that's why we have the genre tag as all three of them, because it's not just one. Mm-hmm. So here we go. Nina Simone's version, arranged and produced by Hal Mooney, was recorded in New York in January of 65, appeared on her album I Put a Spell on You, and it was not released as a single at the time, not till later in June. Simone's version remixed for Joel Claussel in 2002 for the first volume of the Verve Remixed series. So that brought it back into the forefront. We'll get into another couple tie-ins too that made it a little more popular before that. An official music video for Simone's version was released on YouTube 56 years after the release of her recording in June 2021. Wow. They waited a bit. Nina Simone's version appears in several films. It's featured in a scene in Walt Disney's 2021 film Cruella, starring Emma Stone. The song is used over the final scene and closing credits of the 2024 film A Quiet Place Day One, which is a prequel. It also was used in the final scene of Wim Wenders' 2023 movie Perfect Days. Don't know what that is, but I believe them. And now it's time for trivia, though. So, BJ, are you ready for your trivia question?
Yeah, what you got?
Okay, if you don't know the answer, it's okay. It means nothing, but it is very important that you at least, throw out a guess. All right, so this is multiple choice. In 1994, Simone's recording was used in a British TV commercial for which car manufacturer? A, Volkswagen, B, BMW, C, Buick, or D, Mazda?
Let's go with Buick.
Buick is a great guess. However, it's a Volkswagen. It became so popular, it was released as a single and reached number 40 on the UK singles charts in July 1994. So we had different time periods where it hit a resurgence. In 1994, it hit a resurgence in 2001. And then again in 2005, of course, with Bublé's version, and then it just keeps getting popular. And now it's like, okay, this is one of the most popular songs of all time. Let's just give it a break and say, okay, yeah, it's incredible. So, are you guys ready for the TikTok song poll results?
Oh yeah.
So this is something we do for the show every week. We throw out a question on TikTok and YouTube sometimes, and then we get some nice feedback. So the question I asked this time around was, so what is your favorite feel-good song? What puts you in a good mood? I was going to ask, hey, what's your favorite song with the title or the word good in it? And I probably would have gotten some good guesses, but my favorite feel-good song personally is a praise chorus by Jimmy Eat World. And Seth put, he responded to this and put either Cupid or Upside Down by Jack Johnson. And so, BJ, that leaves it to you. Is Feeling Good by Nina Simone, is that your favorite feel-good song, or do you have another one?
I have another one. I have a couple, but one that really stands out is Stranded by Alien Ant Farm.
I'm feeling the sea beneath you.
Nice. Wow. Okay, so here's the thing with Alien Ant Farm. Everybody knows their cover of the Michael Jackson classic. Most people have heard the song Movies, but they have some really good other songs. They have three well-known, well, I shouldn't even say well-known. They have three albums that are kind of well-known. They're just a fun band. So Stranded, that is an interesting choice. Speaking of interesting choices, there's a lot of other interesting choices on here. So some that are like, oh, well, of course, that's a feel-good song. But some where you're like, okay. So anyway, here we go. Let's just list some of these. These are from YouTube and TikTok. Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. Dr. Feelgood by Motley Crue. From the Start by Leve. Rivers and Roads by The Head and the Heart. Feel Good Inc. by not the Gorillaz, but the Leo cover. Somebody mentioned Leo, which I love because we just had our guest last week chose the Leo version of Superstition as one of their favorite versions of Superstition. So it's so cool that they put the Leo cover of Gorillaz' Feel Good Inc. Move Your Feet by Junior Senior, which is just a great EDM vocal song. I love that so much. You Can't Touch This, MC Hammer. Space Dog by Dan TDM, which I had never heard of. So I looked it up, and it's actually a really cool instrumental song. Very, very cool. I love it. And then we had Pens and Needles by The Birthday Massacre, which is a goth band. Dealer by Lola Young. Let the Day Begin by The Call, which The Call are a very underrated band. Run Away by Slade. Lateralis by Tool. Now, I don't think Feel Good when I think Tool, but okay, to each their own. Waterloo Sunset, but the David Bowie version. Now, for me, Waterloo Sunset, I would pick the Rhett Miller version because I'm a huge Rhett Miller fan and old 97s fan. Hit 'Em Up by Tupac. I'm Your Man by Wham. It's a Beautiful Morning by the Rascals. Okay, that one I was like, all right, yeah, that's like the best answer of all of these. Rockin' Robin by Michael Jackson. That's a great one. Feeling Good Again by Robert Earl Keen. Then we have Life We Live by Project Pat. Wasn't expecting that one. I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas. Okay. And then Take Your Mama Out by Scissor Sisters. Another great song. And then somebody put Down with the Sickness. But I'm hoping they meant the Richard Cheese version and not the Disturbed version, because Richard Cheese version, even though it's ironic, is just really fun. And then finally, somebody put simply 80s music, which is a cheat, but it's okay. We accepted it. Every song released from 1980 to 1989. Okay. I mean, I understand what they mean, though. 80s music in general puts you in a good mood. In fact, whenever my wife is driving long distances and she wants to hear a playlist to keep her awake, she wants 80s music on so that she can listen to the 80s music and have a good time driving. So I got what they meant. So are you guys ready for the lyrics now? Now, these are the original lyrics, the Nina Simone version, because the Bublé version's a little different there, Seth, as you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were quite a few lyrical changes in this playlist.
Yes, absolutely. But we're going to go with the old school original version here. So here we go. Dramatically red. Feeling good. Birds flying high. You know how I feel. Sun in the sky. You know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. Yeah. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. Ooh. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea. You know how I feel. River running free. You know how I feel. Blossom on the tree. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun. You know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun. You know what I mean. Sleep in peace when the day is done. That's what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a bold world for me. Yeah. Yeah. Stars when you shine. You know how I feel. Scent of the pine. You know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. I'm feeling good. All right. So, BJ, any lyrics on there that you appreciate? Like, what do you have like a favorite lyric of the song?
It's hard to pick just one because just hearing it kind of read out that way, you can just picture someone just waking up in the morning and throughout their whole day they're just feeling great.
Right.
But the I guess the last portion of the stars and the smell of the pine, just a day, coming to an end and still having that feeling of like, yeah, it's a pretty good day.
Absolutely. And I mean, that just solidifies this being such a great pick. So thank you for picking the song. Seth, any lyrics stand out to you?
I had all week to think about this, and I just love it so much. I actually picked the same thing he did. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. So.
Okay, well, for me, it's that very next line, the scent of the pine specifically, because it's not often, like there's certain songs will paint an image, but most songs don't paint a smell, like for me, when you say scent of pine, I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly what you mean. It's a standout. And yeah, I mean, I do go to the visual of an air freshener, the pine tree air freshener. But I smell the pine, like actual real pine, not the pine from the air freshener, because that's artificial. All right, everybody. So this is the point where I have a parody, and today is no different. I have a parody for you. So BJ, I got to ask, are you ready for the parody of Feeling Good?
Yeah, let's hear it.
How good are you feeling about this parody? Seth, are you feeling good about this parody?
I'm feeling great.
I hope to be feeling great after it's over. Here we go. My skin's gonna fry. You know how I peel. Sun up in the sky. You know how I peel. SPF just 1.5. You know how I peel. Took my shirt off just to catch rays, and it starts cooking me. Took my shirt off, and in 3 days, I get oh so itchy. Ooh, and I'm peeling good. Sunbathed by the sea. You know how I peel. Pale white and pasty. You know how I peel. I feel it baking me. You know how I peel. Take my shirt off, and in 3 days I get oh so itchy, and I'm peeling good. Laying out under the sun, you know how I steam, get that glow. Feel the burn just for fun. You know how I steam. Red is my face when the bake is done. That's how I steam. And this dad bod's feeling white hot. Not that hot. You see. Yeah. Hurts when I shower. You know how I peel. Neck folds are scoured. You know how I peel. Fell asleep for an hour, and now I'm gonna peel. Take my shirt off, and in 3 days, I get oh so itchy. And I'm peeling good. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go, BJ. It's been nice meeting you. Hopefully you want to come back on the show sometime soon. We'll see. This is usually how this is how everybody's introduced to me. I just sing them, a parody of one of their favorite songs. No, so we do have one more bit of business left, and this is the covers versus the original segment. And this is where we ask a very important question, and that is, hey, BJ, are any of these songs better than Nina Simone's version? Start with you. You had Ray at number 1. Is Ray's version better than Nina Simone's?
In my opinion, I would have to say yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good. Seth, what's your opinion on this? Is Michael Bublé's version better than Nina Simone's version?
So I'll say, I have to preface this by saying I love Nina Simone. I love her voice. I love what she does.
Mm-hmm.
The power, but yet softness at the same time. But I feel like Michael Bublé perfected this song. And I will always feel that way. And I feel like that's the best version.
Well, Seth, BJ, I'm going to agree with both of you. And I'm going to also say that there's only 2 versions, though, that I think are better than Nina Simone's. And those 2 versions for me are Ray's version, which was my favorite version, and Michael Bublé's, which is my second favorite version. And so, yeah, we have 3 yeses on that. And I do have a song next week. This is going to be our final show of the season before our live show next week already. Season 2 coming to a close. So, Seth, are you ready? And BJ, are you ready to hear what we will be covering next week on Cover Wars?
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is going to be kind of interesting because it's also the youngest song. This song is 3.5 years old. That's it. It was released in 2022, and it's a song by an actor who's also a musician. He's got a band. He's got a band called Joe, DJO, and the song is End of Beginning. End of Beginning. And next week, we will find you, the listening audience, the top covers, the best covers of the song End of Beginning by Joe. So get ready for that. And BJ, thank you so much for being on the show. This has been so much fun. We hope you'll come back and join us in the future. And where can the listeners find you if you want to be found, or do you not want to be found? If you don't want to be found, that's cool too.
Well, if they see me walking on the street, feel free to wave, but
yeah,
okay.
Sometimes there's no reason to be found. That's probably the best thing. So if you see BJ on the street and you go, hey, I recognize you from Cover Wars, you can go, that was me. That's right. It was. So thank you again so much. And thank you for the song. This is such a great song, a classic. And so Seth, where can the listeners find us if they want more Cover Wars?
I just want to echo the sentiments. Thank you, BJ, for coming on. You have an eclectic taste, and I really appreciated this song choice. So I can't wait to have you back. I can't wait.
I agreed with his. I'm sorry. I agreed with him quite a bit more than you did, Seth. I just like to point that out. But anyway, go ahead.
I never said I agree with him.
Hey, well, you know, that's true.
I'm just playing.
Touche, Bobby Boucher. Okay, good.
You can find us at Cover Wars Podcast on YouTube, Cover Wars on TikTok and Facebook, and you can email us at coverwarspodcast@gmail.com.
Absolutely. And hey, if you're ever out there and you're all alone and you don't know where to go for songs covered by artists other than the original, Seth and I, and sometimes BJ, we got you covered. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.